Hey, Shalom, I want to start off source by giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kudash, double on his apostle, great most on and honors you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the real name of whom the word English calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh, and the son's true name is Yahweh Shai. And we pray Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Ba meaning in, Ha meaning done, Shah meaning name. So Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. I'm just going to leave this video playing in the background because you know how these senses be. But if you just read the subtitles that you see there, you'll see what exactly it is that it's saying. Because of late, more and more, in the mainstream, it's been coming out what this juicy juice is actually doing, right? Look at the answer. Right? So basically, it's coming out there basically saying, they knew it was duff and they still, pushed it out to the people, forced it upon the people, right? And then this is from the Florida Surgeon General from the other day, says that you see on screen. Once again, you can read it for yourselves, right? This man's the devil, right? And this is it. This man is the devil and he can't be trusted. You can get that in the precepts, right? But woe, be unto you that trusted in him, right? And got his juicy juice, right? And in these times to come, you're going to have people that aren't going to have learned their lesson and they're going to trust him again, right? And then, but this time around, the judgment for trusting in him is basically you're gonna be put down, right? The Lord ain't gonna have mercy on you, right? Because that next thing that they're gonna push in earnest, right, is gonna be that CHIP. This is Isaiah 30.1 is in 3. We'll start from the top. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me, right? So the counsel that our people should have taken is they should have switched on the YouTube, right, gone to the apostles' channels and been like, okay, what have the apostles said in regards to this this thing? The apostles were clear from the jump, as they have they said recently, and they've been saying, right, since it happened, which is don't take the venom juice, right? But what rather did our people do? They took counsel of, for instance, these other leaders. They took counsel of their woman. They took counsel of, the government. They took counsel of Esau ultimately, right? And as such, now they're in positions where basically they're through. It says, so let's read again. Woe to rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Right, but when you look into this word here, strength, it's my was, right, which is place or means of safety, protection, refuge, stronghold, right? But basically, even as I'm reading this, I hadn't thought about it before, right? That gives you the contrast, right, in the scriptures. This is Psalms 91. If you see this, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the a shadow of the Almighty. But then look at the contrast there. It says, therefore shall the strength, place or means of safety, protection, a refuge, stronghold, right? So for one group of people, their stronghold is going to be Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? But for the other group of people, their stronghold is going to be Esau, right? Because modern day Egypt is America, okay? So whereas for some, the laws will be of the elect, we're going to be trusting in the law, but our people are going to be trusting in Esau. That's why, for instance, it says in the next chapter, right, along in Isaiah 31, it summarizes that. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and then horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. So woe to our people that go down to, these devils and, see everything, see their strength, right? And then basically think, oh, this devil can protect us, right? But then they're not looking to Yahweh Shem Yahshai. See, once again, we look to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, right? Yeah, we're going to be dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, right? Lords will be of the elect. In contrast, a lot of our people are going to be dwelling in the, in the place of refuge of these devils, right? Which ain't no place of refuge, is the place of death. Oh, oops, don't do that. Let's go in here, right? This is Isaiah 30:3 in the other translations. But Pharaoh's protection will be your shame. Egypt's shade will bring you disgrace. Oh man, see, that makes me think of this now. This is Daniel 12:2 says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Right? So those of our people that get basically taken out this time around, right, they're gonna come back in the kingdom, they're gonna have their head down for a little bit, right? Because they trusted in this devil. It says, New Living Translation, but by trusting Pharaoh, you will be humiliated, and by depending on him, you will be disgraced, right? Yeah, that's basically just repeating the same thing. But yeah, you can see the that word there, strength, basically really meaning protection, right? But let's grab this. This is what you call it, a classic. We always got to grab it, right? This is Sirach 12:10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And this is a problem. A lot of people don't know who their enemies are, right? And as such, right, they get destroyed for it. Which is Hosea 4:6, as my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? There's several bits of information that are key for these times. One being who, the true names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son, right? The who we really are, right? Ezekiel 37th chapter, the skin coming back up on us, right? The breath being breathed into us, right? Basically remembering who we are. But then also another key thing is who our enemies are. See, our people look at our people as our enemies, pursuant to the curses written of in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, right? Thine eyes shall be evil towards thy brother. Jeez, our people, Israel, our people look at other Israelites as being the problem, right? However, the real problem, the real enemy are these other nations. You can read about that in Psalms the 83rd chapter, right? So it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children, right? So that's what it is with our people, because we don't, they don't know anything, they don't know who their enemies are, right? They got this misguided hate, and they're mentally in this world. And I'll bring that up because Sirach, or is it the 13th chapter 23rd verse, speaks about when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and looketh and say, lo, what fellow, basically, who's speaking, right? See, that witchcraft doesn't work with us, right? Scriptures have trained us to examine all things. Now, might be one or two things, but then that's why we're a body. Bro's like, nah, bro, that's that's cap. Bros will tell you, you might fall for something. Bros, you're not arguing with, nah, that's cap, bro. And then the Lord opens your mind up. You're like, oh shit, yeah, can't, hey, say, the order, But yeah, that's it. Brothers, as a body, we can see through this devil and his antics, right? It This is verse 11. This is, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Right, and right now you got a lot of people, and depending on what direction the Lord puts Esau to go in terms of revealing the truth of this thing, because once again a few things have kind of been brought out, but it's not really mainstream yet. Like, you ain't gonna see your proper mainstream newspapers covering it, right? They're still, talking about, oh, should you be wearing a mask and all of that crap, right? But you're going to have a lot of people that are gonna start seeing and then just being like, yo, I should have never taken it, right? I should have just, listened to what them other people have said and not took it, right? And it's going to be, unfortunately, the same thing when it comes to the CH, right? People are going to be, going to wake up in the kingdom and just be like, look, man, I should have listened, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the point. Surah 12 goes in. I'll read a few more verses. It says, verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bidden with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? And you would call that analogy of a snake charmer, right? Playing with snakes, you're going to get bit, right? And this is it. People don't understand that this is the devil that we're dealing with, right? This is our enemy, our arch enemy, who said, the time of mourning for my father is at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. That is the perpetual hatred spoken of in Ezekiel 35, the 35th chapter. And that is that perpetual hatred that this man has for us. Yet he's going to do something because he cares about you. He doesn't care about you, right? So as always, Lord, I was edifying. Till next time, we say Shalom.